Okay. It should be public too. Okay, nice. Okay. YouTube stream is on. I actually have a melon bread sticker on my my keyboard case. But now I got more. They're so nice. Okay. So, hello everyone. Today we'll be building the MB-44. This is a upcoming buy designed by our resident Melon Bread. He did provide me reference sheets and also drawings of like the breakdown and everything. It's very very detailed, but we have the Marimo green today. We're going to be building with Gateron unknowns and then an FR4 plate. So this is technically the second variation. So if you have the first one, the biggest changes for this one is now that it is tadpole mounted, right? Oh. Oh, oops. Hold on. Connor's trying to drop off he's trying to drop off stabilizers for me. So I need to coordinate that. Okay. I need to tell him what color car. Okay, wait. Okay, let me tell. Lander. Yeah, someone asked to buy stabilizers off me to lube and tune them, and so Connor's dropping them off. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Thank you, Hammer, for the raid. Thank you. He's been waiting, so it just so happened Connor was going out. Georgia Extra? No. Thanks, Hammer. Hope you had a good stream. We're building a tiny board today. Yeah, so MB-44, right? We'll just look at the case first. But you can see there's a blocker to separate for like the arrows, right? The top bezel is thicker than the rest. There is a nice like cherry lip, and it's actually pretty interesting. So the two sides, right? These bezels are equal, but if you look at the bezel, it's thicker right here to give you like that cherry lip, but it does go all the way around, right? The keyboard. It's just going to be thicker on the front, right? And you can kind of see, look at that like curve right there. So you can see where it transitions from bigger to smaller. So that's pretty cool. This is a small board. So we have a joke here where we call 40s lasagna because of all the layers. So if you guys see anyone in chat talking about lasagna, that's why. It looks like you do have an internal weight with branding right here with a little melon bread cut out. Looks like it's 4 screws. The daughter board does go through a channel underneath, like the cable goes underneath. So I'll take that apart in a little bit. But that's the top side. Here's the side profile. So this part's curvy. Ooh, you do see the seam between the top and the bottom case, right? So there's that seam. And then this part is just the bottom weight, or bottom piece, I should say. But it does have like that nice curve. So you kind of see this curve and then this curve matched together. That's pretty neat. So there are no sharp corners either, just to point out. And then here's the back. So you have 4 K-screws you have in the 2 corners, and then 4 feet, so it looks like adhesive feet. And then you do have a small piece of the accent weight just right below where the slope of the keyboard starts, right? So nice little accent right there. I wonder if it's the same piece together, but I guess we'll take it apart and we can see. But yeah, so you can see the curvy part again where it gets like thin to thicker. So you see this right here, and then you also see the same design element right here too. Yeah, that's my cable design. Or cable link. Ooh. And then here is the USB port side. So centered USB port. And here you can really see like the slope. And then here's the front lip. Here you can see the little cherry lip. Ooh. This is such a cute board. I know, I feel like 40s and 40s are really cute, but it definitely takes some time to get used to it, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, let's take it apart really quick, just so we can see the internals. Yeah. Let's see. You know, I was actually talking to Queso, and they actually have the first one. They said it's their work board. I told them that, oh, I'm building this one today. Does it come with stickers? I don't know. Will the boards come with stickers? I think I saw, or if I remember correctly, I think it's gonna be a buy of 25 units. Something like that. Hello, Kevin Kim says, so cool, yeah. Melon, I didn't tell you, but I thought the stationery you sent was so cute. I love cute stationery. Sometimes I feel like... Oh yeah, it's a V2. Yeah, so the build command should have the Keycap page and also the interest check. So if you guys are interested, definitely fill that out. And I think that will determine like all the colors, because I think Melon Bread is potentially running this by themselves. So yeah, definitely fill out the IC page and help Melon Bread gauge the interest. Oh, Miko, hello! Thank you for the resub. I need to send out your knots. I've just been lagging behind. Oh. Okay, so check this out. So the internal weight and the accent weight on the back are the same. And you can see it's just on the edge of this, right? So they are the same, they're not separate. This is just an internal cover and also for this piece. So here the board has been deconstructed, right? Ooh. Cute. Okay, that's mostly what I wanted to see, is how it was assembled. Now we know. You guys, I ordered, so Osame is doing their US orders, and I ordered the Year of the Snake ones. I love a gradient. And it's actually not my first green gradient set. Because if you guys know or remember SA Jadeite, which was like the gradient green. So this was, it's similar with the gradient green. I'm excited for that. I was thinking of how it could go well with this too. Okay. Oh, Alex, thank you for the raid. Hello. Wow. Hello, everyone. Nice remote, thanks. Hello, readers. My name's Patty. Today we're building the MB-44. This is the second version. This is designed by Melon Bread. So here we have Melon Bread. Yeah, it's a cute little 40% keyboard. So if you do !Deskmat, it will link you, but unfortunately this was a limited run. I don't know if she's gonna bring it back, but it's by Pikrar, who does a lot of Shiba art, so I'm a big fan of hers. But if you want to know like the artist and potentially future restocks, if you do !Deskmat, it should link you to her Instagram. Yeah, I mean, if there's enough interest, like she'd bring it back. There you go. But yeah, welcome raiders, my name's Patty. Today we're building 40's keyboard. Yesterday we built the DK160. Today we're building the MB-44. If you guys are interested, in the build command there is an IC form to fill it out. We have the Marimo green, which is a very pretty green. And it is a small board. I'm excited. I hope Alex had a good stream. I actually didn't see what he was building today, so I could probably go check. Or if you guys want to tell me what he was building. Let's see. The Neo 65 core, I see. Oh, he built Spider? Oh, okay. I'm looking at an old one. He built the Spider TKL. Yeah, his YouTube title says Neo 65 core. But Twitch says Spider. The spiders are finally shipping out, right? That's cool. Alright, but anyways, we're just looking at the internals of the board, right? So here you can see where the mounting would be. So you have 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, right? And then this part, these are like anchor points for the case right here to close, I'm assuming. So you can see where the plate would sit in, where the tab holes would go in, right? British Racing Green for keycaps? I would, but it's on a different board that I don't have right now. But yeah, so these are like anchor points. These are the tadpole mountings. It's interesting that this one uses the anchor points on the side like that. Cool. I know, right? So this is going to be, Melonbread's still trying to figure out the logistics, but maybe around 25 units, maybe 3 colors, trying to, decide between, yeah, it's a 40s. Okay, so looking at the PCB, here we have the PCB. So it's very small, right? And then this is interesting because the stabilizer holes actually protrude out from the bottom, right? So they've cut this part very high up, but then they still added this part for the stabilizer wires so that it will fit, right? It's a very small PCB. You do have your choice of bottom layout, so you can do big spacebar, you can do split spacebar. I think the first version actually had compatibility for a rotary encoder, but that has been revised for this version, right? So no more rotary encoder in the middle. Instead, you could do the split space bar or the big bar. Other than that, looks like only your bottom row has layout choices. Everything else is set, right? Rotary was weird. Well, Queso said that he used it, so there was an audience for it. And then look at the back! Oh my goodness, melon bread. Melon bread, melon bread, melon bread, melon bread. That's so cute. I know. So you do have physical reset buttons right here, right? I love the silk screen, it's so cute. Looks like there is so there's no LEDs of any sort. But yeah, I think the biggest thing to note of this PCB is that it does have this part for the space bar or stabilizers that sticks out. And they've just shaved right here. Whoop. Whoop. And then as for the plate, so I have the FR4 plate. Thank you for the follow. I don't know if there's going to be other plates, but this board does use tadpole mounting, so you can pick the different duros of the tadpoles, right? So it looks like the plate is just going to be FR4, right? And here we have the FR4 plate. Woo! Wait, yeah, that's right, okay. So here you can see where it's tadpole mounted, and there are these like leaf spring cuts right there around the mounting points, right? You do have these like little cutouts right here as well around these like bigger keys. But other than that, ooh. I have one of the Protos got brass and stainless steel plates, but I prefer the FR4. Oh, really? Yeah, I think it's set FR4. Yeah, so I'll read what has changed, right? They changed the PCB, right? They changed the daughter board. PCB at bottom case cavity reduced to eliminate unnecessary reverberations. Okay. Brass interior cover plate and accent to provide some sound dampening and cover for the cable. Okay. And now the plate is FR4 and mounted using Geon tadpoles. And then they've also reduced the effective key height. So those are... So it's like same outer design, but internally it is different. Yeah, case has an overhaul from complete redesign from the ground up, but continue with the lofted case bottom from V1 to refined side profile. Nice. Oh, thank you for the follow. So if you guys are interested in pricing, looks like it's gonna be around 350, and then depending on the feedback from the IC page, the colors will also change, or will also be dependent, because I think before Melon Bread was working with P3D, but now they're might be doing it solo. So between strawberry milk, which is a pink, a Marimo, which is like a deep green or other. And then the different tadpoles. So that's kind of the cool thing about tadpoles, is that you can change how it feels based on like the different duros. And I think it goes all the way from 50 to 90A. So, oh my gosh. But definitely, if you guys are interested and you want to read more, fill out that's the IC page. That's like one of the... Normally I'm so used to seeing like Google form IC page, but this one's like really, really fancy, really nice. And I want to show you guys like, look at this thing that Melon Bread sent me. It's so cool. Look at this. case specs, PCB sets, hardware specs, accessory, little melon bread. So cute. You can tell a lot of love and thought went into all of this, right? Yeah. So, but anyways. So, oh, looks like another color that was being talked about is a silver. Yeah, but don't do silver, you guys. Definitely go for definitely go for a more fun color. uh okay. Anyways, let's do stabilizers. Yeah, so Melon Bread is a designer. If you have any questions, ask him. Or I think there's a channel in the 40s Discord. You have to opt in for the role, but there's also a channel in the 40s Discord if you guys are a part of that. Okay. Silver goes with every keycaps. You guys, just live a little. Are you using Zooted? Yeah, I was sent Zooted. My British Racing Green is on a board in which we shall not name the designer. He who shall not be named. If you guys are like, who the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about Zondat. Next stream, you need to take all your keycaps off boards. Well, a lot of them, like, I've given to friends. Like, the ones I have here, yeah, I should, but some of them I just don't have because friends have them. You know? If you pick up the Vault Hunter role in 40s, you get all the topics, really. Yep. So I am using 3U split or 3U wires. I don't know if this will be provided. Sometimes they are, but I'm assuming since it's just melon bread, they may not be, but that's something we'd have to confirm. Like, I know Type K included them, but I think this one, I'm assuming if you're interested in it, you'd just have to provide it on your own. But you can buy them from Canon Keys. Canon Keys sells their U-wires. Hello, Finn. Hello, Killswitch. Hello, Fruit. Hello, everyone. You're building a small board. Oh, Hammer, thank you for the resub. This looks cute. Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for the resub, Hammer. Put it. I'll eat it. Oh, it's hard to Connor. I need to get myself something numberless. You could get this. Very cute. We added a new emote a little bit ago. It's XXW Awoo. It's so cute. It's meant to be a cat meowing, but I just did Awoo. What? Oh my god, you guys. This is a sponsored stream. Can you not? Stop. Stop. We're a wholesome streamer. No, stop. I think, is Canon Keys the only vendor that sells 3U wires? Hello, Frank. Why are you asking me and me alone? I wasn't asking you, I was asking chat in general. Oxy. I think so, yeah. Frank, are you going to be releasing more Keep Life tickets? I feel like anytime it's sold out, then everyone comes out of the woodworks. Want to buy, want to buy. It's like, why didn't you buy it earlier, you turd? Yeah, I saw Echo had like a 0.01 wipe too. Point 0.1 wipe. Okay, nice. But the tickets are like slowly going down, right? Chat was saying I use my influencer powers. I was like, what influencer powers? Yeah, they do. I forgot to post that I'm building this, so I'm gonna do it real quick. Okay, so Ava, you're not going to keep life, confirmed. Oh, this one? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing there's you wanna hear something crazy? When I think vintage, right? I don't know. Like when I think vintage or like secondhand, I think of you know, items where it's like a find or like a steal. Like I get like super vintage items can be more expensive, but all these like vintage markets these days, everything is so expensive. And it's like, yeah, I know you found that for like $3 at a Goodwill and now you're flipping it for like 45 bucks and labeling it as like vintage. Like, please, what the hell? Well, there is no distinction now, right? It's like at least in Austin, right? Vintage and thrift, there's just like a blur. um oh my god, it said that they flagged you for bullying. His trash. Please don't bully. Yeah, your trash got flagged. Oh, okay, so there are other vendors, I see. Well, anyways, so those I'm gonna be doing a vintage market soon. But do you guys know Mochi Nut? The mochi donuts? I am partnering with them to do a pop-up. So that'll be fun. And then it's kind of funny because um I got reached out by a coordinator and she was like, I would love to have you at our market. And she's like, here's the poster. And I was like, cool. And I went to click on it and they already had a matcha person. So I was like, either they're trying to like pit all our matcha vendors against each other or something happened. So I was like, I see that you already have a matcha vendor. Um, did something happen? And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, looks like the venue already booked someone. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But then they redirected me to a different market that they wanted me to go to. So I will be doing that. These markets are kind of hard sometimes because they charge people to vendor there, right? Um, and some of them charge like ridiculous amounts. Hello. Yeah, Alex traded here, so we're building a small board. Yeah, one was like there's like a winter market downtown and you pay $2,000 if you want to be there like all 4 weekends. Or it's like each weekend was like an individual price. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. And a lot of markets work like that. Um, so they'll charge you application fees and then a booth fee if you get accepted. Yeah. So like you have to pay to apply, and then if you get accepted, you have to pay for that, right? Mm-hmm. And then some are also really tricky where it's like you have to get like a tent, but you can only rent it through them, right? You can't bring your own. It has to be through them. And then the rentals are like $100. Yeah, so you end up like some markets you end up paying like $300 just to be there, right? And so if your market doesn't do well, then it's like, oh damn, you lose money, you know. It's like one thing if people don't buy from you, but then it's like another thing because you had to like pay to be there, you know. So I can see why not everyone is like a fan of doing these markets and why there are some markets that are like always packed because everyone wants to like apply because they don't really it does well, right? And you don't have to pay. But a lot of those are legacy, where it's like you have higher priority if you have worked with them before, which makes sense, right? But in that sense, it can be competitive. And then I'm going to maybe do a co-assignment with my arts and crafts. With like my knots and my ceramics, but some of these co-assignment deals are kind of crazy too. There's this one holiday market where the application fee was $100, and then it's a co-assignment where they get 45% of your sales. And it's the more you sell, the less, like, if you beat a certain threshold, right, they'll take less, but it only goes up to like 30%. So it goes like, if you sell within this price range, they take 45%. If you sell in this price range, they'll take 40. And if you sell in this price range, they'll take 30. So it's like, if you sell anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000 worth of merch in the like few weeks that the market is open, they only take like a certain amount. But it's still crazy. So it made a lot of sense to me why anytime I went to that market, why things were like so freaking expensive. And like when you go to other markets, you could get it for way cheaper. And it's because whenever I try to apply, I realized like, oh shit, the co-assignment is like 45%. That's insane. That's insane. Blue Genie. Blue Genie is 45% co-assignment on top of the application fee. Yeah. But now it makes sense why it's like priced the way it is, right? Oops, did I do this side too? Oops. Wait, no, that's correct. Okay, yeah. So one thing about this PCB is it does write, like, that's a 3U, that's a no, so you know which layouts. My streamer's so early? What do you mean? Oh no, I was just aligning it improperly. You're good. Yeah, I mean, yesterday I started late. But, you know. You guys know for showcasing streams, I try to start around 8. Unless something happens, then yeah. Do you not do stabilizers on split space? Is that not a thing? By the way, I am a 40s admirer, but I'm not a 40s user. Is that appropriate to say? I admire 40s, but when it comes to using it, I am just so... I'm like drool cupping it. I'm struggling. But I admire them. think they're very cute. I built the Equinox the other day for Vin, and his justification is that it had big mods. Even though it doesn't like it was a smaller board, it had big mods. So he could do it. Patty, what are your favorite PBT caps? So we just heard good things about Hammerworks. I read PBT from Canon Keys as well. So Hammerworks uses like the CRP. It's like the CRP rate. So those texture-wise is going to be a lot different from the Canon Keys PBTs. I feel like the Hammerwork ones are almost like not smooth, but they feel almost like I don't know how to describe it. I almost want to say they are, yeah, like it just has a way different texture than the PBT from Canon Keys. I think Canon Key PBT is pretty solid. However, this might sound weird, but my favorite PBT is actually from Novel Keys, and I don't know if it's like the same or whatnot, or it's like placebo, but I feel like Canon Keys PBT has improved dramatically from what it was like before. But Novel Keys actually had some really good PBT sets, and like I've been using my like weirdos for like years. Oh, you got ads. Yeah. Okay, well, let me know. Can someone type? Let me know when you're back. You're back. You guys, the milkshake song has been stuck in my head from the Gap commercial. That's such a good, like, it's just stuck in my head. You know, the do. She goes, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Yeah, that one. Wait, have you guys seen the Gap commercial? It's so good. Hi, potato. Yeah, Katse. Yeah. Milkshake switches? What? There were milkshake switches. Yeah, so my community calls 40s lasagnas because of layers, and also remote control because of the size. Like, it has a remote control, so that's a reference. Okay, so no, you're good. So as I was saying, PBT, my favorite PBT has actually been from Novel Keys, but I think Canon Keys PBT has improved drastically. Before it was like, but this was like way back then. But I think these days it's really good quality. And then Hammerworks, they do like the CRP, like the beige stuff, and it has a way different texture compared to like Canon Keys. But I think it's like, I don't want to say anything that I'm not like sure about. I don't want to say it's like super high quality PBT, but it's just, it has a different texture, right? And I don't know the logistics of why that is. But not all PBT feels the same depending on how they finish it, but yeah. But I think Hammerworks mostly does like beige, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it does feel really nice. Cap? No, I haven't. I haven't tried Cap. I've tried Cat. One of my first cat sets was Kitty Cat. I still have it, and the quality of that was like, I'm sorry, it was pretty bad. I think Cat is interesting, but all the cat sets I've tried have just been like, I don't know. But I think it's like, oh yeah. So Cat Milkshake was good, but Kitty Cat from Canon Keys I did not like, and then Cat Cyberspace I also did not like. But the original like cat milkshakes I did like. I've never really been a fan of like cat. I wanted to, because I went from cat milkshake, but I feel like we don't see cat these days. Oh yeah, I use the weirdo base on my Alice right now, but it's a cherry, the PBT one. And I use that for gaming, and it's still like so good. That's why I said like um Novel Keys, I like their PBT a lot. But it could be the same, you know. Yeah, not all keycap quality is the same, unfortunately. I didn't get Milkshake um because of that new one. DCS. Which one is it DCD? It's like really thin. No, there's like a blue moon one. DCS? Okay, yeah, I like DCS. Hi, Mango. Thanks for the resub. I love Osume. Yeah, I'm trying to work with them right now, but I haven't heard back. I'm trying though. Oh, was it? Were you trying to get it? Yeah, Big B Ken ran it. Um, was the last bird you purchased? Toro 60? But that was because I liked the exploded spacebar, and the black colorway was named after my dog, Ginkgo. Yeah, they named a colorway after my dog. So I was like, I have to buy it. I think my next purchase will be the Ramune 60 probably. Did I ask? No. Did you buy me a lot at the meetup, Vin? Vin's like, hell no. You were capped? Like you couldn't buy anymore? Uh, Someone asked, is DCS recessed or not? I want to say yes if I remember correctly, but there's another keycap that's from Drop. It's also recessed. It's like cubbies for your fingers. I don't remember what it's called. MT3, yeah. Do they still make MT3 sets? It's funny because one of Connor's friends was like, I hate your girlfriend. And he was like, what the hell, why? And he was like, because she streams keyboards and like now I'm spending so much money and I just bought something from Drop. And I was like, what the? Don't hate me. Hate yourself. What the hell? Dang. That's cute. Assy creature. I think Assy was supposed to stream on his TCG account today. I think he's done being a VTuber. I think Lat will be at Keyblade. I think Osume too. Don't worry about it. Oh, is he streaming on his TCG account right now? Yeah, I feel like Oxy has really weird criticisms about emotes when he literally likes Carl. Oh wait, speaking of Oxy, look. Cute. I got it. Yeah, it did come out nice. That's the River Hose Haku colorway. I have a Haku tattoo. A couple. I felt really called out because they're like, are you basic Asian tattoo edition? And it's like, you have some kind of, you know, you have some kind of tiger. You have some kind of Studio Ghibli tattoo. You have some kind of, you know, knot, like Chinese knot. What the hell? Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Trash of the Titans, and it's so fun. I really hope they update some more. Steam Deck. Oh, Assy did? But he's not streaming anymore, right? They had the Pokemon packs at Costco, but thankfully I'm not into Pokemon. I don't need another money sink. Ceramics is actually a very expensive hobby, but I feel like I'm thriving, so I can justify it. Yeah, no, but I feel like Assy definitely just has that personality. I mean, we all know how much he spent on Lost Ark, right? So it's not surprising. Yeah, that's like me. There was this kiwi mug I got a long time ago, but my mom broke it, and the artist doesn't make it anymore, so I think I'm gonna recreate it. But I'm gonna do my own spin on it. Fortnite? You spent money in Fortnite? Sorry, I shouldn't judge. Yeah, there's another one I really liked, but my mom broke it, but she knew I really liked it, and she actually apologized. It's kind of fucked up, but sometimes when she breaks my stuff, she's like, well, you have too many anyways, blah, 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 right? But this one she knew because she saw me use it every day, and she's just like, oh, I'm so sorry I broke it. You know, actually apologized. It's like, oh. Um, I should have. Kaiju, what's up? This uses bile. Wait, what noises? Oh, did it? Is it okay now? Or is it still playing it? Okay. It's probably because I don't have it in the... Oh. Cool. Okay. Loving the keyboard content. Thanks. Yeah, we've been very lucky with keyboard content recently. You want gaming? I could do gaming tonight. Thanks for follow. How do I want to do this? So one thing is that because the bottom of this weight is also the outer part, when you try to lift it up, it doesn't quite lift up. So what you have to do is just like whoop, and then it'll come out like that. Just so you don't damage the weight. Yep, it's the V2. Oh, okay, I see. I see. I need to put the cable on first. Does a PCB seem Mil Maxwell? Yeah, it does. Yeah, so I'm showcasing the V2 for melon bread. The biggest change is it now uses tadpole. Melon bread might be here to confirm that for you, but to me it does look like it's Mil Maxwell. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Nice. Alright, so I was given two different tadpoles. So looks like I was given 80 and then 50. So the powder blue one, so the light blue one is gonna be 50, and then the teal is going to be 80. Theoretically, as long as you had tadpoles, you could use whatever duro you want. Not sure which one will be provided, but that's what the IC page is for. So we'll do the let's do the 50 first. The powder blue. Looks like this one would go like this, I'm assuming. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna take this off first. Okay, never mind. It's on there good. The thing with like the thing with the breakaway cable or Molex or easy connector, however you want to say it, sometimes it scares me, but this one has a lot of space, right? So you have room to work with. room for activities, yeah. Okay. So the orientation for this does matter. You can see the top case, it has the holes, so the tadpoles would then fit in like that, right? So you want to put it from this way, this side up. The bigger part on the bottom, the pointy side on the top. If you're watching this and you're trying to assemble it. And then the plate does have like relief cuts or leaf spring cuts right by the mounting points too, so I'm pretty excited to see how this feels. Alright, so the biggest thing is to try and get these to align in the holes, but there are the anchor points on the side. I don't know if you guys can see it. So this is an anchor point, and then this is an anchor point right here to help you align it. There's no anchor points on the top, but they do have it on the side. And you can tell, look, so now that we know it is aligned properly, so you can lift it up. Am I going to be building the F-140 by chance? I don't know. I literally got the F-160 by accident. I was... That was not a planned build. Yeah. I got it completely random. Well, for context, he sent it to Ankit, and then Ankit sent it to me to build because he didn't want to build it, being lazy. And apparently he was the only one with it, and he didn't know that. So when I built it, it was just like, surprise! And then I guess Gion was like, oh, she's building it? Okay, I'll ping my server. So there are no plans to build the F-140 that I know of, but the 60 was like, none of us knew except Gion, I guess. One thing about the connectors is sometimes it could get loose as you're like building or rebuilding, so I was just reconnecting it to make sure that nothing shifted. Super backspace. Shift. Control. I feel like arrow keys on 40s is not very common, right? Oh boy, I don't think this goes here. W. The numbers are there. You just have to go through layers. Person you're making this keyboard for has to be using an MMO mouse. I use an MMO mouse. What are you trying to say? The heck? No, the 40s users are just a completely different breed. They're just built different. This is wrong. You can use layers. So for example, like this can be your num row. So I could have this be like my function, or like one of what I've seen some people do is they'll use spacebar with one side, but then they'll use the other spacebar for like the layers. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they would hold this and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it make sense? I think that's why split spacebar is so cool, at least on a 40s. I feel like 40s you definitely have to know like your typing style. Yeah, you can tap, you can hold. There's lots of ways around it. So one actually good example of why I know someone who uses 40s is because they have what is it, RSI, but basically it hurts for them to like extend their fingers farther. So 40s is really nice because they can keep it all in one place. So layers is you can have a completely different you can have different layers on top of this normal one, right? So you see how it's QWER. You can have a key bind to do a second layer, and you can bind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can have another layer and have this be like F row one, like F1, F2, F3, depending on what layer you're on and what key you're holding. And so part of that is like figuring out, you know, what works for you. Yeah. So yeah, so as Cal said, you know, as you hold shift for capitals, he holds that for like the layers, or sorry, they hold that for the layers. And that's why I think split spacebar is like really cool, because I am an only right hand spacebar user. Occasionally I'll use my left, but I use my right primarily, especially like on my Alice. And having this big spacebar here would be really cool for like the different layers too. And plus it's a big key. I feel like having a small key for your layers key is inefficient. Some people are good like that, but I need like a big key for insurance. I've always wondered what layers meant when I open, yeah. So that's why, you know, if you want to, you know, easily change, for example, like your lighting, if your keyboard has RGB, you can layer it. You can layer it. Layered it? You can layer it. Sorry, God, that was so hard to say. But yeah. So you can have, it's basically like a key bind, right? To like change it without having to go into VIA every single time. Yep, you can have like so many different keys. Yep. I think most keyboards it's like 3 extra layers. Yeah, 3 extra layers. Yeah, you can do everything on your keyboard as long as you can bind it. Yep, that's why 40s keyboards exist too. Like, you theoretically don't need all the keys. You can just bind it to a layer. And then you become a layer gamer. But that's like, like the hackermans? You know when people are like hacking, like typing like this? And you're like, there's no freaking way. I feel like 40s users are those people. Yep, 30s exist. While you can do combos. You can also do tap or hold. So, yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do. You just have to mess around with it. Mm-hmm. There's a bit of a learning curve, but if you are someone who's interested in learning stuff like that, then okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, so Melon Bread sent me this keycap set because I don't think it's even the typing that's like hard. It's finding compatible keycap sets and seeing if you have it. Like, I think that's my biggest issue. Anytime I buy keycap sets now, I do buy the 40s kit, but sometimes the 40s kit doesn't even have all the keys, and then you need to buy the accent or the obscuras or the extras or, or the accents. It's like, what the frick? Maker Jake, yes. It's so cute. There's just like not a standard. But I found that out the hard way too. Also from being an Alice user. Because it's like the kit gives you an extra B, the base kit, but then you have to buy space bars to get like the space bars. Or it's like you have to buy the space bars, but then the double B for some reason is in like the accent kit. So then you have to buy the space bars and the accent kit and the base kit. And like I feel like I already get upset as like an Alice user, but then 40s it's like so much worse. Okay, it's like oh my god, I feel bad for the 40s users. But here's the thing, sometimes I feel bad for you guys, but at the same time I don't, because for a long time I would see geek hack pages really like 40 support, 40 support, 40 support, but then you guys wouldn't buy it. So the designer's like, well, why am I putting it if you guys don't even buy it, you turds? so I kind of get it too. You guys are the loudest, but then you don't show up. So like, it goes both ways. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi Didi. Yes, I followed that Twitch account actually. Hello. Now we're making yuzu. Oh yeah, I saw oh, Kirist make a yuzu set. So cute. How's it, bird? We're just about to do a typing test on it. So, um, build um, in terms of building, it was pretty straightforward. So this one, this is in my loop deck. This one, this is by Deeg. I don't know if Deeg is still making artisans though. Okay, I'm gonna mute real quick while I do the sound test. Hello everyone. Okay, so today we are building, this is the MB-44. We're using an FR4 plate. These are Gradaron unknown switches. We're using the FR4 plate with GMK zooted, and then we're doing the 3U space bars. And this is the 50A Duro tadpoles. Hold on, I didn't map my space bar. Okay, sorry, redo. Whoa, I had 124 on a 40s. Maybe it's time to switch. Yeah, so this is the FR4 plate. You got her on unknown switches with the 50A Duro tadpoles. But we will do the other tadpoles. I don't think sound is gonna change. It's gonna mostly be like typing feel. But we'll do the 80 just for the sake of, you know, we have it here. No foam. I don't think it comes with a foam kit. I could be wrong, but I didn't see anything about it. With this combination, the board, I like saying whenever I hear like, not quiet boards, but you know, I say it sounds very polite, and this board sounds very polite. Like soft spoken, you know. Hello, Nihon. Yeah, the mirror. I am doing an ortho board soon. This is the back, if you wanted to see it. I didn't put the feet on it. I could. Should I? I'm not a feet user. I just, yeah, I prefer no feet. That's just me. Sorry. Oh, I guess if you're trying to install this, you don't have to do it the way I did, even though the alignment tabs are there. You could just do it this way too, just to really make sure it's in. Yes, I'm picking one up. Oh no. Oh yes. Please support melon bread. Okay. Yeah, so this would go in like that. Okay. So now we're gonna do the Heartaduro. No. Have you guys seen the banana keyboard? One moment, please. One moment, please, as I'm building one of these. It's a staggered ortho, a banana keyboard. Do you guys want the link to it? It's so cute because what they did a nutritional facts with the kit options, and it's so cute. No thanks. Avo, you're just a hater. I'm not gonna 3D print it, but they might. I got reached out to build it, so I'm pretty excited for that. Okay, sorry for that. Sorry for the link. It's cute, right? I'm excited to build it. I can do 40s because at least the keys are all in the places I know. Staggered ortho though? Holy moly. I don't know if I can do that, so. I might have to do a non-monkey type test and just type randomly for the sake of not distracting my, like, 3 words per minute. Alpha stag, no, what is that? Katakana stagger, no. Oh my god. You guys, I'm very simple. I'm an Alice user and I call it a day. 40s and 30s people and ortho people, they're just built different. Oh, there's like 2 rows ortho bottom, 2 rows stag. Is there like an explanation on it? Like, why? Okay, so earlier I showed you guys how to do it like this, right? But I think it's actually easier if you do it like this, so you can actually see it's aligned, right? Because before you just kind of have to like sandwich it and, you know, pray to the keyboard gods it aligns and the alignment tabs, but this one is actually way easier because now you could just do like this and push it in. Nice and simple. And this way it ensures that it's in. Okay, so if you're watching the assembly, this is actually way better. Just glue it. You know, you say just glue it. I actually did have a keyboard where they glued the LEDs on. It was pretty... It was something alright. They glued the OLED screen onto the case. It wasn't even solder. It was like a hot glue gun. It just hot glued the OLED screen into the case cutout. Pretty color, yeah. It's the Marimo. Hey Zai, what's up? Cal says why not? Yeah, True. Why not make an alpha staggered? Have you guys ever typed on the dactyl? That one looks insane to me. To this day, I've never hand wired any board. I know. Okay, I'm gonna put the feet on it for you guys, okay? Just for you guys, but... I think there is a big Japan meetup soon, right? At the expo, yeah. Is it HHKB's hosting the expo or Z Frontier? I see. I like watching the HHKB typing competitions. They're so fast. They're like, I'm like, what the? This is so crazy. Oh my god. I don't get it. They're so fast. So they actually stream those on Twitch, if you guys didn't know that was a thing. Like HHKB does like typing competitions, and it's a 1v1, and you just type fast. Yeah, they stream it sometimes. It's apparently a big thing. Oh boyo. Oh no. Okay, the cable. I did not put it in all the way. Those people are pretty insane. There's also the what they use in courtrooms. Is that the same thing? No, right? It's the same thing? Okay. I've thought about, you know, back when I was having like existentialistic crisis, I thought about like doing something like that. But then I remembered that my spelling is atrocious, so I was like, maybe I can't. Hey. My sister's here. Well, I've gone through a couple of those where I'm like, do I just go back to school and become a data analyst? Do I learn how to be a court, like, script writer? And my conclusion was, I'm just gonna do ceramics and do matcha pop-ups. Like, no, I hate school. I cannot. I wouldn't get llamas, but alpacas I would seriously consider. Not llamas. I do like alpacas though. Do you guys remember when I had that dream where I dreamed of starting a raccoon sanctuary and I just had like trash bins all around the sanctuary, and every morning I would have to like put the trash cans upright so that the raccoons could go and flip them at night. Okay. Yeah, it was a crazy dream. Don't ask me. Okay, so this one is now the 8-euro, and we also have put feet on the board. I repeat, there's no feet on the board. Okay, what do you think? Yeah, the sound did change slightly, although I'm not sure if it's because of the tadpoles or because I added the feet, but it could have been louder with harder tadpoles because now I'm having to push out harder. But yeah. I know sometimes I should put on the feet because that's what most people do, and having the feet can change it, but yeah, we did add the feet this time. But in terms of adding the harder duro, it was just, you know, I had to press harder. Sound was a slight change once we added the feet and the harder duro, but could be a result of because I felt like I needed to type harder because it was stiffer. But yeah, let's talk about the board. I know, it's so cute, right? I have the Not by Sam. I forget what it's called, but it's like it's also a green keyboard. I feel like I need to like whip it out after seeing this one. Okay, but yeah. So if you guys are just joining in, or if you missed it earlier, this is the MB-44. This is an upcoming keyboard by Melon Bread. This is the Marimo colorway. Oh, it's cute, right? But yeah, so it is a 40% keyboard with arrow keys, so it does have the arrow key blocker, right? So this is the V2 of the MB-44, so if you guys remember the first version, this is the second version, which has gotten a complete internal design overhaul, right? And also the layout is slightly different, but now it's using tadpole mountings. Oh, ISO is not supported. Oh, darn. I don't even know how you put ISO on a small board like this. But anyways, so yeah, the biggest thing is that this has arrow keys, right? So I feel like that is a little bit more rare when it comes to smaller boards, but it does have arrow keys if that's something you like. Here's a top side. Here's a side profile. So really nice. You can see the big like cherry lip and the bezels. You do have the seam where you can see the top and bottom case. Here's the back. So you have the nice accent weight, which also acts as the internal weight. And in essence, this is also like an anchor, right? The anchor point to like hold it in place. So it's a multifunctional piece, right? And then you have the 4 adhesive feet, and then you have the 4 K-screws. And you have centered USB port right there. And then the front lip. So this board has 4 mounting points, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. It does use the Molex or Easy Mate connector on both sides. The connector, the USB connector though, it's like assembled facing down, so you don't really have to worry about it shifting too much. The cable for the connector is pretty long, so you don't have to worry about like any length issues, which is nice. Whenever you're assembling in it, you just need to make sure that you've folded it away underneath the PCB. I know some people don't like the Molex or Easy Mate connectors, but in this case, it's like it's not going to be that big of a pain in the butt because it is very long, but not like it's long enough so you don't have to worry about it not reaching. And it's also the board has space for you to like fold it in, right? It's not like super obnoxiously long so that you're like, where do I put it, right? So opening up the case again. So here you can see the connector. So this is what I mean by it was facing down. So the connector is on the bottom right here, and then you'll feed it through this channel. And then here's your other one, right? And then this is what I was talking about, like the internal weight. I think this is like new for the design. And then here are the mounting points. Oops. So here are the mounting points. So boop, boop. So 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. And then if you're building this, right, so the tadpoles, the long part will go up top. And while you can put it like this, right, and then there are like the anchor tabs to help you align it, while you can do it like this and just hope that the tadpoles go in, which it's a pretty good fit, as you can see, like it's all aligned. I'd say an easier way you could do it, if you really want to make sure, is you would put the tadpoles in, put this PCB in, and then you can just manually like push it in to make sure that it's aligned. Because there is a chance that, you know, it might go in crooked, but if you do it this way, then you can really make sure that it is properly aligned. However, there are, like I said, the anchor tabs on the 2 sides to really help you with that if that's an issue. We'll look at the IC page actually, and so you guys know what you're filling out in case you guys wanted to look at it first. So here is the MB-44 V2 interest check. Okay, so Melon Bread has written all the things have changed from the original, right? So effective key height, PCBs are updated, the daughter board, PCB and bottom case cavity reduced, right? So that's nice. Now there's the brass interior plate, an accent weight, and then the plate materials FR4, and then now the new mounting is Gion tadpoles. And then what hasn't changed, right? So still a blocker with arrow keys 40%, And continue with the lofted case bottom. So here's the gallery. This is a very well made IC, by the way. So there's all that. The pricing's 350-ish, right? I think Melon was saying somewhere around 25 units. But here's like all the things you can fill out. So the plan for the cover and the weight is to be brass, but what is your preferred and surface finish? Here you can pick. Here's the different coloring, right? So they have the strawberry milk, the Marimo, which is the one I built, or you can pick another. Do not pick silver. Don't. But the layout for the board is also different. So apparently the first version had a middle encoder support, but this one does not. This one you could do a big bar, or you can do the uneven space bar, or you can do the 3U space bars, right? Oh, here you can see. Look, you know how you're talking about that? You can do LAE, little ass enter support, if you want any of that. So this is all here for you guys. Yeah. And then while we recommend 80A, so that is the teal ones I had. Do you have a preference? We are also sent the 50A, which is the light blue, but you can see there's all different. Any additional comments or feedbacks? How would you like to be contacted? And then how did you arrive here? So I'm gonna link this again in case you guys want to fill it out. And then there's also the IC page as well, which is pretty much the same information. I don't know which vendor or if Melon Bread will be doing it themselves, but I would definitely recommend keeping up in the Discord, the 40s Discord, right? Let's see. Yeah. I hope the green gets picked. It's a very, very nice green. Let me just put this back together and then I'll just give you guys my final thoughts. Yes, it is. It's nice because it has like a bevel that goes all the way around the board, except the bevel feeds into the cherry lip. So it's a big cherry lip, but then the bevel continues but thins out around the sides and the top. So pretty nice. Okay, let me put this back together. The neat thing about building 40s is that it's always so it's very fast. They're very fast build. And it's like less, you know, mounting points, less screws. It's very straightforward. This build overall was very straightforward. There wasn't anything that was like, oh no, or oh struggle. I'd say if it's even like a criticism, but it's the connector. I know some people really don't like it, but thankfully it's like the cable is long enough, so you don't have to worry too much about it like disconnecting in that sense. Yeah, I'd say that's just the biggest thing I'd point out is the connector that has been changed. Some people like it, some people don't, but it's just like in terms of building, it wasn't really an issue. I do think having like the different spacebar layouts was also really nice, right? And while there aren't going to be different plate options, like it's just going to be the FR4, I think it was mentioned that the plate files will be released, so you can, you know, get your own plates cut if you'd like. And also the good thing about tadpoles is that you can go all the way up to 90, or you can go down lower. So really based on like your own typing preference. But yeah. Overall, I think it's a very solid board. It's so cute. I don't build that many 40s, but this one, I like that there are arrow keys on the 40s, right? And it's just a very nice board, like in general, right? So if you guys like the V1, you would probably like the V2, right? There's a lot of things that have been considered to quote unquote like improve the board. I'm not saying that the first one was bad, but just saying that there's been a lot of changes or to update the design. But yeah, I really like the screen. Super nice. I'd say the hardest thing about this board would be finding the right keycaps for it. Like compatible keycaps. Not necessarily the color, but huge fan of the color. And if you guys are interested, definitely fill out the IC page. Thank you, Melon Bread, for reaching out to me and letting me build it. Melon actually wrote me a nice note saying that I have built all of their public GBs, and so we're continuing that tradition. So that's a huge honor. Thank you so much for trusting me with building your boards. So the other one I built was Pegasus. I don't know if you guys remember that one. Pegasus was also really nice. So maybe I'll take this to a garden in nature and take pictures of it. But yeah, that's a build. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. That's it. No, thank you. As for me, I'm not a 40s. That's fair, you know. Not everyone's 40s user. I said this earlier, but I'm a 40s admirer with some weeds, some grass weed maybe. I have this nice suited one right there. Look, I have my stickers. I like this one. What's this finish called? Holographic? Iridescent? Look at it. Party. It's so funny. I actually put my melon bread, my turtle melon breads, right? So cute. Oh, I'll send one to you. Yeah, I'll send one to you. There are all these like different charms. They're so cute. Hold on, let me see. Where are they? I need to start crafting for the trinket fair. That's this weekend. Look, they have all different patterns. So, wait, this one! This one's perfect! I'll send this one to you, Melon Bread. Oh my goodness, it's perfect! Yeah. But you can see they have like all the different designs. I'm gonna turn these into charms. This is so cute. Like, this one's a croissant. Yeah, they have that one. Look, it's right here. Yeah, they have some pretty, like, fancy ones. Yeah, right? They're cute. I got them from Temu. Cute. Yeah, so I'm gonna be next weekend. Oh wait, sorry YouTube, I'm